Alright guys, Jackboy Joe here, and coming at you guys with the first place cubic deck profile at my locals from Tuesday. It's actually pretty interesting. So game 1, won against Zoo, 2-0, Swift 2-0. Game 2 I was playing against Dogmatica, also 2-0'd him. And then game 3 I kind of got scared because I was playing against Dino, and Dino was like the worst matchup for this deck because Tyrant can flip your boss monster, but I still 2-0'd him for some reason. And then finals because was me versus Miguel, and as the only guy that didn't 2-0, he won game 1, and
that's me.
Yeah, and then I beat him game 2 and game 3, so I ended up winning the whole thing, 4-0. It's pretty nice. So yeah, let's get in the deck.
Alright.
So starting off, obviously, 3 Crimson Nova. You have to. Like best card in the deck, wins you every game, your win con. If you guys don't know what he does, unaffected by basically any monster. Any monster's original attack is 3k or less. He has his own summoning condition, whatever. He can attack twice, he destroys something by battle, and then he burns both players for 3,000 at the end phase. So he's like an OTK machine with other cards in this deck. 3 Duza, obviously. Also standard. He's your searcher. He sends any cubic card when he's summoned. Not once per turn. So you send Karma usually, and then Karma searches, or if you have a certain hand, you can send Unification, and then, yeah, you can special another one. 3 Vajam. You pretty much need 3 because of Karma, just for the attack boost, and he's a name, and you can sit on him sometimes, but other than that, he's basically just here for a name and Karma, if you jump. And for the rest of the cubics, 1 Garagile, I don't know how to pronounce his name, 1 Buster Gundle, and 1 Endoria Doomvolt. Garagile, he's probably the best out of these 3, in my opinion. Garguli. Because you summon him and then you burn for 8,000, you burn for 800, and then if you send a Duzo, which you usually do, you can recycle and you get like link climbs like that. 1 Buster Gundle and 1 Dory Doomvolt. Both basically do the same thing. You never really actually summon them. I never did in the tournament, at least. But yeah, they're like graveyard effects pretty good, and they're also level 4, so you can maybe do some rank 4 plays. Never really comes up. So yeah. And then for the rest of our monsters, 3 Gadarla and 3 Ash. Using Gadarla to break a lot of boards. It's like insane. Most decks can't really out this if you kaiju something and then do your plays. Just really solid card. I'd recommend this over Nibiru because of Mystic Mine. And 3 Ash because whatever hand traps really works for whatever tournament, for this tournament. I know my locals has a lot of backrow. So usually you like Dragoon too. So instead of running Gammas or whatever, I decided to put an Ash. You can put whatever hand trap's really good right now, but I think Ash is like the most generic as well. So yeah, that's it for monsters. No Summoner Monk because I feel like with mine and that it bricks a lot. I don't know. With Mystic Mine and like just all the consistency cards, I feel like just having consistency is better than having a monk which can brick sometimes. Sounds weird because usually you think it's for consistency, but I don't know. I just don't prefer it in this build. So for spells, 3 Cubic Karma, standard, searches when it's in grave, and boost Crimson Nova by 2,400.
Usually.
Pretty huge. Usually, yeah. I mean, like 9 times out of 10 you are. 3 Cubic Wave, even better for not for consistency purposes, just for swinging over. It's like Ryuryoku, but it doubles your monster's attack and halves the opponent's monster's attack. And you can banish it along with any other cubics in your grave. And then however many cubics you banish, you can put cubic counters on your opponent's monsters, which just negate their effects and make it so they can't attack. Which is like really good for breaking boards. And then 1 Cubic Dharma. You can run more or less, it's just the deck space is really tight. But I prefer 1 just because seeing it in your hand isn't usually the best. Usually, like, if you don't make it past turn 1 unless you have the mine, you can't really do it much, and this card's like most of the time is a neg turn 1, so I don't know. I just don't really like it. The graveyard effect's pretty good though, recurring stuff from grave, but other than that, it's a solid one of. And definitely always at least have one in your deck. That's it for cubic spells. Triple goods, obviously, standard. Just gets you, it's basically a searcher. Send karma and you search, or you can send unification if you need to. 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Didn't have this the last time, but now we do. You don't use your extra deck in this deck, like most games. Some games you do, but this extra is just nuts in this deck. It just boosts your consistency so much. It's like just a free pot of greed. And it baits out negates too if you have to. And for backrow hate, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster and 1 Twin Twisters. Running Harpy's Feather Duster obviously because it's just nuts. But running 1 Twin Twisters because you can pop your own mine with it. And also discarding is really good in this deck. And we're siding more backrow hate obviously, but yeah, for right now just the 1 Twin Twisters. And for the rest of the spells, running 2 Mystic Mine, 1 set rotation with 1 Mound of the Bound Creator. Mystic Mine's Mystic Mine. I mean, it's so good in this deck because you only summon 1 monster. And you can just stall out till you get a perfect hand to out your board. Like the one game I was playing against Dinos. Actually, pretty much both games, but especially the one game. I was playing against Dinos and I sat on mine for like 5 or 6 turns because he had himself under the windlock, so he couldn't go into like Phoenix or anything to pop it, even though I had a token. So yeah, he had a UCT Doka and the windlock. So I just sat on mine for I think 6 turns, and I ended up like with 3. He had like Forbidden Drop was 2 sets, so I had like Twin Twisters, Harpy's Feather Duster. I kaiju'd his wind statue, and then I just went off and so you just dismantle his whole board and kill him. The 1 set rotation with Mound. Okay. Playing set rotation over Terraforming or over the 3rd copy of mine, because Mound can come up sometimes. Usually not against the Eldlich matchup, but sometimes it does. The one game, it wasn't in tournament, but the one game I played against an Eldlich player, and I had this out because I thought it'd help me off like Conquistador, but he summoned Eldlich, and I could not target or destroy it. So yeah, it just makes your Crimson Nova untargetable and indestructible. And yeah, whenever it kills something, it deals an extra 1,000. So it's really good for pushing for game and protecting your guy. That's it for spells. And then for traps, running 2 Unification and 1 Cubic Ascension. You could cut this and make it 3 Unification. Probably might want to do that, but I don't know. Unification is pretty bricky. I don't really like it at 3 sometimes, but it honestly just depends on what you like. But yeah, you could probably cut this for triple Unification. Yeah, so that's it for the main deck. Going to the extra deck, which honestly doesn't really matter that much. For Link 1s, running 1 Relinquished Anima. Really good for sending the gem. And then just linking it off and then breaking boards. 1 Link Spider, just in case you decide to Link climb 1 turn and you get Nibiru'd somehow. For some reason they have Nibiru in like main deck or something.
Dino.
Dino, yeah. 1 Link Karibo, yeah, again for Vijam. And 1 Salmon Great Almirage for Vijam. So like all for Vijam. They don't really apply to anything else in the deck, but you know, you don't really need a huge extra deck, so why not? And Extrav too can get rid of a lot of cards, so. On to Link 2s. Oh, it's out of order. On to Link 2s. 1 Pentastag. It didn't come up, but it really can help you out in a lot of situations. For like piercing if they're just sitting on defense. 1 Cerberus and 2 Phoenix. This is to break problematic monsters, and this is to get rid of backrow. Pretty standard. Link 3s run 2 Unicorn. Spins anything. Standard. Pretty much. Link 4s, 1 Avermax and 1 Appaloosa. If you have access code, cut one of these for access code. Access code is just $100, and I really don't feel like spending $100 for cubics, so yeah, I'm gonna wait for like that reprint or something.
Why did you play Ball Sword over Avermax?
I don't I feel like Avermac. Well, you already have the kill potential off of Crimson Nova in the first place, so you don't really need the Boral Sword. But Avermax is good protection. It offers just follow-up plays and stuff. And on to Link or Xyz. 1 Dugaras, 1 Cowboy. Cowboy's pretty standard. You don't have to run Dugaras. You could cut this for something else. And you don't really need rank 4s in this build. It's only if you're running Summoner Monk, but with the Mystic Mind build, you don't need Summoner Monk. So you can cut that if you want. And 1 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon, Gustav Max. You could also cut this actually for, if you have it, Libe, the one that goes on top of this guy. So you can, if your Crimson Nova can't out a board, you can just go into Libe and OTK. So yeah, and also if you're sitting on multiple Crimson Novas they can't out and you can't swing over something, then you can wait two turns and then the 3rd turn overlay and then kill them. So yeah, that was what I topped with at locals. Pretty good. Mystic Mine, definitely like MVP of the deck. Same with Crimson Nova, but yeah, if you guys want to see more cubic stuff, maybe I'll try some other stuff, or even I don't know. I guess other deck profiles too. Just let me know. I guess.
Nice, man. What? Oh, what did you side? What did you side?
Oh, my sides.
Almost forgot the side deck. Zooming out. Or no, zooming in. Zooming out.
Zooming out. Okay. So, for the most part, these are accurate, but actually, you know what?
We're fixing up the build for extra.
Yeah, we're fixing up the build. So, this wasn't in the original build because you didn't have them, but 3 Phantasme inside.
Didn't need them for
didn't
the
need them,
matchups anyways.
But yeah, just to keep that in mind. So actual sides, you're running double Nibiru and then 2 Lancia as well. I'm just gonna put these as Lancia. Don't have them with me right now, so yeah. But Lancia is like super good. I never actually seen it, which kind of sucked. But if you're going against like Bird Up or dinosaurs or like anything that banishes, really, just Lancia is just broken. That's it for monsters. On to spells. Running double Cyclone, just for more back row hate, and then double Lance. Could honestly bump this to 3. Lance is pretty nuts because then you summon Crimson Nova when they have no monsters to get around it, and then they say they try and chain Tiding in battle phase. You can just chain Lance, and then that messes their whole thing up and just kill them. Like filling as Dragon Link or whatever. But anything with back row just kills.
Yep.
And then the traps, I was like expecting more going second stuff, so I had more of these, but I had triple summon limit, which I'm gonna keep in here, and then I had double. There can be only one. If they try and make me go first, you sit on Duzo, sending unification, so it floats, and then summon limit and there can be only one, which almost came up, but for some reason the Dino player never made me go first. He wanted to go first again, and I could just break his board. So, but I saw this, and there can be only one with Duza. So I was full on expecting that, but he did not. But he ended up losing it anyways. So
nice, man.
And then last but not least, one red reboot. Yeah,
oh, yeah, that's what you
for
can
back row hate, but yeah. So yeah, that's it for the whole deck, I guess. Actually, like overperformed. I didn't expect it to perform this well, but it really did, and it was pretty good. Nobody was really expecting it, so
nice, man.
It was nice.
Alright, it's Jack by Geo. We'll see you later.
See you.